All right, so today we're going to jump right in and deconstruct a really bizarre and honestly pretty powerful piece of internet folklore. It's a story that takes a simple, relatable wish and twists it into this dark, grim tale of forced transformation. And it all kicks off with one single universal desire.
Right here. This is the heart of it all. This is where our whole story kicks off. The goal is so pure, so, well, commercial, and totally understandable, right? It's just someone wanting to make a living. That's it. But I want you to really lock this quote away in your mind, because what it means now is going to be turned completely upside down by the end.
Okay, so we're starting off in a place that feels totally normal. Before everything just goes completely off the rails into the surreal, our main character has just one clear, simple thing they're after.
I mean, the setup really couldn't be more straightforward. The character's entire world is just about basic economics. They've grown a crop, and now they're just hoping for a good price, for a favorable market. At this point, there's no conflict, there's no violence, no weird military lingo. It's just a person and their rice. That's the whole world.
And this is where it all changes. The story just takes this sudden, violent turn, veering way off from that simple dream of selling rice and crashing right into a state of pure chaos and suffering. So just picture that simple world we talked about, right? The one that's all about selling rice. Now, imagine it gets absolutely shattered. And not by something that makes sense, but by something so bizarre and horrifying that it breaks your whole sense of reality. Well, that's exactly what's about to happen. This phrase right here, this is the trigger for the entire tragedy. It just comes out of nowhere. And the translation is a little rough, but it's something along the lines of fellowship, commence, marine cream, fire. It's aggressive, it's super cryptic, and what it really represents is this violent, completely nonsensical invasion into the protagonist's life, an invasion that kicks off immense pain.
And this is the immediate reaction, just pure agony and confusion. That line, "This is not what I wanted," it almost becomes this desperate mantra, you know? The character is just trying to square their simple goal with the absolute horror that's being forced on them.
And one thing that keeps coming up is the speed of it all, the sheer speed. The character has zero time to think. The events are just too fast. The pain is too overwhelming. There's just no time to stop and reflect. They're literally just swept up in a nightmare they can't even begin to process.
So this complete breaking down of the self, it leads directly into the next stage of this dark transformation. The character is basically remade into something they never, ever chose to be. Yeah, this is not a story about signing up. It's a story about a forced identity. Now, you might read this and think it's a statement of pride. It's not. Not at all. It's a statement of resignation. The protagonist only survived that initial horror by giving into it, by accepting this new, brutal identity just to exist. The rice seller, they're gone. And in their place is a full-fledged Marine. And to survive in this twisted new world, they have to learn a whole new set of rules and behaviors. That's where this term yokdulgyuk, or reverse charge, comes in. But let's be clear, inside this nightmare, it's not some actual military strategy. It's more like a desperate, almost nonsensical act that you have to do to get by in this hostile new place. And of course, if you're suddenly a Marine in this bizarre world, well, your new reality is probably going to be defined by conflict, right? So the story immediately gives our character a target for their new identity, and with that, a brand new source of fear. So here are the new rules of the game. The threat isn't a low price for rice anymore. It's this specific kind of random enemy. The fear isn't about losing money, it's about being killed. And the main goal, it's not to sell rice, it's to perform this reverse charge just to stay alive. That original world we started in, it's been totally and completely wiped away. And that brings us to the final and, honestly, the most chilling stage of this transformation. This is the point where the character's entire internal reality does a complete 180. It's the end of a psychological journey that takes them from victim to something way more disturbing. And the whole transformation is perfectly captured right here in this direct comparison. Look at it. The sentence structure is the same, but the core desire has been totally rewritten. That desperate plea, "This is not what I wanted," it becomes this terrifying declaration, "This is exactly what I wanted." The peaceful goal of selling rice, erased and replaced with a violent one.
The change is, it's total. The trauma didn't just break the character, it completely reshaped them from the inside out. They've bought into the twisted logic of their own nightmare. You know, to escape the pain of being a victim, they fully embraced the identity of an aggressor. Their whole purpose in life is no longer to create something, it's to kill.
And so, all of this leaves us with one final haunting question. This piece of internet lore, in its own strange and brutal way, it maps out a path from innocence to violence. It's like a dark parable about how trauma can do more than just destroy who you are. It can forge a terrifying new identity in its place. So what does it take? What does it take for "This is not what I wanted" to become "This is exactly what I wanted"? That's the really unsettling thought this story leaves us to chew on.